want y'all to look at Matthew chapter 16. Now I was talking to y'all about this here, and I don't think I know I spoke to the women about this here when I had Wild a few months back, when I had all the women on the line. Y'all hear me? Okay, go to Feds again. All right, y'all. That's the Feds, man. Don't worry about it. That's the Feds, man. Don't worry about it. Matthew 16, and I need to reiterate this, and I need to reiterate this to the men as well, because we just sat back and looked at what he told King Solomon, show himself a man, right? So I want y'all to look at this now. I want y'all to think about this. Men who on here who want to be married, and you women on here who want to be married. I just want y'all to look at this now. Matthew 16 and 24. Then said Yahshua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Now we looked at it because this man said, now you're going to have to lose something to get me. I want y'all to look at Titus chapter 2. I'm telling y'all right now, if you want to be saved and you want to walk in this way, you can't have everything. You can't have everything. I think she did. Titus chapter 2 and verse 1. Titus chapter 2 and verse 1. I'm going to try to make this quick as possible. At 9:08, I want to be done with this by 9:30. But thou speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. So I'm supposed to be teaching things that sound doctrine, right? That's what we ought to be speaking. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as become Kodesh. Not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. That they may teach the young women to be sober. Hey, Nicole, I can hear you, man. I know you got to put them old people in the bed. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. So if a woman is not discreet, she ain't pure, meaning chaste, she don't keep her house, she ain't good, she don't listen to her husband, then God's word being blasphemed. Let's look at Exodus, I think it is, Deuteronomy 20:21. Let's see what happens when God's word is blasphemed. Mm-hmm. Make sure that's what I said, what I wanted to do. Was that Exodus? Let me find what I wanted. It might be Deuteronomy. I think it's Exodus. What I want. I'm trying to remember what that is. It might be Exodus. When you got that old stubborn, old hard-headed child. Let me sit back and see what that said. It's coming to my mind. I can't remember where it said. Oh boy. I mean, I got the whole thing in my head, what it say. But I want y'all to see it for yourself. Oh, we talking about when you got a son who don't listen. That cause the word to be bad. They say stone it. Then you got the Moabite woman whose son came out in numbers who blasphemed, and they killed it. You know what I'm saying? See, you sit back and look at something. When God's word being blasphemed, you set yourself up to be murked. A lot of y'all don't really sit back and think about that. Now, this man just sat back and said that if you don't keep your house, God's word is being blasphemed. Now, what we gonna do with that? How you think you worthy of eternal life? And this don't matter if you married or not. Leviticus 24:10. This don't matter if you married or not. If your house ain't being kept, God's word being blasphemed. Yeah, that'll work too. That's what I want. I knew it was 21. I said 21 the first time. I I ain't got too rusty. I'll be rusty every now and then. And the son of the Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel, and this son of an Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of Yah and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shemelamith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in the ward, that the mind of Yah might be showed them. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that hath cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let the congregation stone him. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curses God shall bear his sin. He that blasphemes the name of Yah, he shall surely be put to death. And all the congregation shall certainly stone him. As well the stranger, as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemes the name of Yah, shall be put to death. Don't mean you can't be forgiven for that. But this man said, if you blaspheme this man word, you ought to be put to death. Ain't that what he said? What you gonna do with that? Now, if you say you want to be married, you got to be a keeper of the house then, don't you? So if you don't keep your house, that means you blaspheme. That means you ought to go to hell then, don't you? That means you're going to have to give something up. You can't have it all now. You can't be a wife, a career woman, a woman of God, and a mother. You can't be all of that. Now, if this ain't what you want, Matthew 7:11, then you can go do something else. But this God's way. This ain't my way. That mean what? So, and we're going to look at the men aspect of it too. So that mean the man going to have to go hard for his wife and kids then, don't he? Matthew 7:13, actually. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that lead to destruction. Many there be which shall go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which lead unto life, and few there be that find it. A lot of people not going to find the Son. Let's look at Proverbs 31 and see where Paul got this from in Titus chapter 2. These stupid niggas think Paul telling women to go teach. Dumb niggas don't know where the man got this from. Look at Proverbs 31 and 1. Because he say let the older women teach the younger women good things, right? Well, let's see who told King Lemuel this here. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son, and what, the son of my womb, and what, the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyed king. That's going right back to you men. Don't be giving your strength unto no woman. Don't you be no idiot. Don't you be no fool. That's why a lot of y'all fall, because you weak for women. You know this woman dead wrong. You know you ain't got no business doing it, but you don't want to make her mad. I'm telling you, man, I don't care nothing about making a woman mad. You can grit your teeth, stamp your feet all you want, and you'll get over it. I promise you will. Verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. That sounds like a woman to me who is obedient to her own husband. Come on down and let's sit back and let's look at this right here. Verse 15. She rise also while it is yet night, and give meat to her household and portion to her maidens. She consider a field and buy it with the fruit of her hands. She plant a vineyard. She gird her loins with strength and strengthen her arms. She gird her loins with strength. What would she be girding her loins with? The faith of God, like Sarah had. Look at 1 Peter chapter 3. Hold the Proverbs 31, like Sarah had. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 2. Make it 1. Y'all just sit back and look at this. Like, I already know. I already know. Once we get married, she can work. Once the Lord see fit put a baby in her womb, she ain't working no more. That's not happening. Any money she got to make that from the house. Ain't no way in the world I'm married and my wife working, and somebody else watching my kids because me and her working. You know what I'm talking about? No, she gonna stay to the house. She gonna raise my child. You know what I'm talking about? I'll take care of that aspect. And if you don't want to rock with that, then you don't need to get married then. I'm talking about you don't need to get married then. Because this is non-negotiable. This ain't up for discussion. I'm going to ask y'all a question. How many of y'all think a woman could be married, go to school full time, and take care of her household at the same time? No, you're not going to do it well because something's going to slack. You're going to be tired. I need to study. I need to do this here. But your house need to be clean. Your husband sure look like a meal. Your kids need to be tended to. What if your husband want to get freaky and you're going to be like this here? I need to study. I don't care nothing about all that. You know what I'm saying? That's real stuff though. So you have to make a decision. You can do what you want to do. But you're going to blaspheme God's word in the process though. How you going to be working 40, 50 hours a week? And what you going to feed your husband? TV dinners? Make him sandwiches? You going to bring him fast food? What about your kids? Why is your husband bathing your kids and putting your kids to bed? Why is your husband vacuuming the floor? When it comes to y'all's way, that's not his duty, is it? The book say you're supposed to keep the house. That's not his job. So why he doing it? So that means God's word being blasphemed in it. You see, y'all don't look at stuff like that. You thinking, man, you can do whatever you want to do. But when you get married, then you got to realize what the role is. We not in the world now. We can't do what they do. 1 Peter 3:1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they may also without the word be won by the behavior of the wives, while they behold your chaste behavior coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, and wearing of gold, or putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great pride. That was some of y'all women problem is y'all ain't humble and you don't know when to shut your mouth neither. He say, but for after this manner in the old time the Kodesh woman also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are. I don't think none of y'all at this point ready to call your husband Lord. That you would even look at him as being your ruler. As long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement, likewise ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge. So you're supposed to dwell with your wife according to what knowledge? The knowledge of the word. Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So you sit back looking at, knowing that you're going to show back the similitude to Adam and Eve. You're supposed to show honor to your wife. You're supposed to love her so your prayer don't be hindered. You know what I'm talking about? Because I stop a prayer to get up, man. Y'all beefing. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga mad, you mad, all this stuff going on. That's not going to work. See, we already know what the book say. Husbands, love your wives as the Lord loved the body and gave his life for it. You're supposed to love your wife. You're supposed to love your wife. Oh, if you married and you ain't got no kids, man, you can make it do. That's not no big deal. That come up to personal preference. You know what I'm talking about? If y'all married and y'all don't have any children, and your wife want to work, and you cool with her working, that's not a problem. But don't y'all women know if your husband told you can't work, that's not up for discussion? Let's see why. Genesis 3:16. I hope y'all do know that, right? I hope you do know if your husband give an order or a decree, you got to go with that. And if you don't like that, you don't need to get married. You need to weigh all that out. See, a lot of y'all think about getting married with your vagina and your penis. You ain't looking at everything go along with it now. See, I'm going to tell you something. I'm talking about me and T been together for a year now. We done had discussions about what we were going to do and her not working a long time ago. Ain't that right, Lamar? You know that, don't you? No, I'm talking about that discussions on that. You know, I done told you, like me setting it up because I already know my wife's not gonna work. Not once she had my children. She's not gonna work. I don't want her to. That's not her job. It's my job to provide and protect for this woman. That's not her job to be going around here trying to kill herself to help me take care of these kids. That means I need to kill myself to take care of them kids. You know what I'm saying? That's not that ain't for me to do. Hold on, y'all. Hello? What's going on? So hey, hold on once, Ezekiel. We in the middle of something. You can listen in if you desire. All right. All right. Hold on. I'm for real, man. My old lady not gonna work. Not when she have my children. You know what I'm saying? If we were to get married right now and the Lord see fit not to touch her womb for a year or 2 years, she do whatever she want. You know what I'm talking about? I don't really have no issue with that. If she come to me and say, I don't want to work, cool. You know what I'm talking about? As long as dinner cooked, my house clean, she want to work, I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Straight, I don't have no problem with that. But once she's carrying my children, that's done. That's done. You're not doing that. That means if I got to come up with 2 more hustles, 3 more hustles, it don't make no difference. I got to come up with them though. We'll look at that too. Genesis 3:16, let's just see what it says. Unto the woman he said, I greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Thy desire shall be to thy husband. He shall rule over thee. That means that's why Paul came back and told you, women, obey your husband as unto the Lord. Once that man say that, it don't matter if that's not what you... Y'all got to think about that before you get married, because you have to keep that house now. Look what he told Adam though. And Adam, he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field, and the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread until thou return unto the ground, for out of it thou wast taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. That man said you're going to have to get out here and get it for her from here on out till you die. That's what the law says. So the law just sat back, 1 Timothy 5:8. So the law just sat back and told you this. Let's see if Paul, Paul don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, 1 Timothy 5:8. Paul don't know what he's talking about. So let's see what Paul says. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. And we just had the law to back that up. That means if you married, you got to take care of your wife and your kids, not don't. So that's what we sit back looking at. You got to look on the flip side. Woman, you get married, you got to keep the house, but this man's job is to do what? Give you a house to keep and food to cook. I want you to drop down to verse 14. Make it 11. He said, but the younger widows refuse. For when they have began to wax wanton against the Messiah, they will marry, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers and busybodies, speaking those things which they ought not. You know what that means? Stop being nosy. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, leave that stuff alone. Don't be getting up and stuff. Don't be worrying about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm telling you now, I'm be honest with you. That saved a lot of people. I'm talking about in prison, they tell you that, man, if it ain't got nothing to do with you, keep on going. But even in life period, you can save yourself a lot of stress and a lot of trouble if you stay out of stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know how many times I told, man, I tell a nigga, man, I don't really care, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of times niggas like, yeah, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. How many times I told you in your lifetime, don't be messing with stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you? You don't remember? Yeah, I told you when you were little. By the time you got of age, I hope you kind of figured that out. I used to tell you that a lot when you were little, though. Stay out of stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. Huh? No, not that. No, I mean, this basically a lot. You know what I'm saying? I told you that a lot. I told my sister that a lot. Don't get up and stuff ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even, it be stuff I be finding out. People come tell me about stuff, and I never knew, cause it's just certain stuff I talk to people, I don't even ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, truth be told, I don't even ask a lot of personal questions about people's life, cause it's not that I don't care, but I don't care. Meaning, it's not my business. You know what I'm talking about? It's not that I'm insensitive and I don't care. I mean, I just don't care because it ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's certain stuff y'all may have been done had going on in y'all life that I wouldn't know. Oh, you can work from home, Chelsea. I had no problem with that. That's what I was referencing. Because, we done had this discussion. You know what I'm talking about plenty of time. Man, if y'all got, because I would advise you women to have some manner of way to have your own money in your pocket. I know one of the sisters, that was the only main reason why she still really wanted to work is because she just wanted to feel like she could buy things on her own without asking her husband. But y'all should still have stuff that you doing that God forbid something happen to them. But it also go in, you men get married, you ought to have a life insurance policy anyway that God forbid something happen to you, that your wife could be straight for a small season. You know what I'm talking about? So you get stuff together. Y'all supposed to be responsible enough to know that if you get married, you should have a life insurance policy ready to go. We went there worrying about, my wife gonna kill me for the money. I mean, you married the wrong woman. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being serious though. Any one of y'all men thinking about getting married, you supposed to have a life insurance policy for your household. In case something, you don't leave your wife stuck looking stupid. You're supposed to be more responsible than that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to do that. Because you don't never know when the Lord gonna see fit to take you out here. And you got to make sure, man, God forbid something happen to me. You know what I'm saying? My wife ain't got to be worrying about paying no funeral costs. How she gonna pay for this? How she gonna pay for that? She'll have some money for them kids, whatever be straight. You know what I'm talking about? I invite each and every last one of you women at Chelsea rightfully ask if y'all want to work from home, you find something you can do from the house. You know what I'm saying? Or you can find you some stuff you can sell. I wouldn't care what you do. But you know you can't get out that house and be going to work no 40 hours a week and work that job and keep your house. It's going to be impossible. Look at verse 14 though. He said, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guard the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, for some are already turned aside after Satan. He sit back and what that mean is turning aside after Satan. Satan putting your lust out there, like he put in front of Eve because she desired that. Her lust was good. Because he said, he that liveth in pleasure, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she lives. See, some of y'all dead because you live to please yourself. You know what I'm talking about? You think you're alive, but you dead. So you sit back and look at that. You give these people a chance to dishonor you when you don't do the things that the book say a wife ought to do. So you need to weigh that out before you get married. If you're a man and you know you don't want to bust your behind to take care of this woman and her kids and the kids that you're going to give her, or if you decide, because we got some sisters who already have kids, and if it's sitting back that he draw more men here, I'm telling you, it's not going to be difficult. You're going to have more difficulty than somebody who don't have kids. But you can still get some, because there might be some men come around here who will want to take on your children. You know what I'm talking about? But you got to sit back and look at it. You just can't lower what you'll take because you want somebody to take care of your children. But you got to sit back and look at, are you going to be willing to take care of any kids you had or any kids that woman had? Because if you want their mama, you got to want them kids. That's a package deal. You can't get with no woman who got kids and don't take them kids along for the ride. You're going to have to love them children as if they came out your own, like they your own seed. Come on back here to Proverbs 31. Y'all sit back and look at that. And if you know you got an itching in your vagina, itching in your penis, and you ain't willing to do all that, you better get something under control in your brain. You better get something under control under your brain. Better go take a cold shower. Don't be getting around here trying to get married because you want to have sex. It's more to marriage than having sex now. You like what I'm saying? Because he rolling it up. Say Iggy in the womb pumping his fist. Iggy say he liked the word he being held. That's all right, Iggy. Ain't no different because all three of them, Leah, Liz, and Iggy heard the word in the womb. All three of them heard the word while they was in the womb. We back in Proverbs chapter 31. See, look at verse 24. Let's go right along what Chelsea text me asked me about working from the house. You see what it says? She make fine linen and sell it and deliver girdles unto the merchant. That means she was hustling out the house then, wasn't it? Even when it looked at her about planting a vineyard, she was doing that out the house. Then when we sit back and you look at verse 28, in this same chapter, it said, her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praised her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excel them all. Favor is deceitful, beauty is vain, but a woman that fear Yah, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Praise her in the gates will be praising her in the city or in her house. The work that you do, that's why he said, they behold your chaste behavior coupled with fear. That's why he said, if you win somebody without the word, ain't that what Paul just said? That means your behavior would get you the praise. That somebody could say that's a... See, a lot of y'all want somebody to call you a virtuous woman, but your behavior don't... You ain't got to bear witness you're a virtuous woman. Your behavior will show it. Your behavior will show it, where someone will come up and say, that's a virtuous woman. If ain't nobody walked up and told you you was a virtuous woman based on your behavior, oh sis, I know you virtuous. That nigga just wants your vagina. Don't be the idiot. I'm talking about some of you women on here, I hate to tell you this here, but I'm be honest with you. Some of y'all are dumb as a box of rocks when it comes to dealing with men. I'm talking about just flat out retardedly dumb. I'm talking about just dumb. Y'all have to sit back and look at, if you're going to marry a man, you got to know that this man going to take care of you. That he want to do it. Not that he feel like he have to do it, but that he want to do it. See, you don't want to be with no man don't want to take care of you. You don't want to be with a man who wouldn't want you to be able to dwell in the best house he could possibly put you in. You wouldn't want a man who wouldn't want you to wear the best possible clothes that he could purchase for you. You should want a man who will want the best of what he be able to give you. You know what I'm talking about? You can't sit back and compare what you got to what somebody else got. You know what I'm talking about? But you know the best that he able to give you, he would want to do that. Like we got a brother right now. That brother worked about 16 hours a day for his household, and he want to do it. And he ain't working no too high paying job that he doing. He want to do it. Put his dream on hold of something that he would love to do onto the side for his household. And he try to work that in as he can. You know what I'm talking about? But to him, his wife and his children is more important than that. See, that's the type of man you would want to marry. When you sit back and look at that, you actually like him. Don't marry somebody just because you know they're going to take care of you and you don't like them. That's a stupid reason to marry somebody. Oh, they'll take care of me. I don't like the nigga though. If you don't respect somebody, which we know you can't love somebody if you don't respect them. Then if you don't like them as a person, that don't mean because you like somebody don't mean they evil. It don't mean they wicked. It just means I don't like you. You're not the person for me. You don't marry them. You don't get married because your penis be throbbing early in the morning. You don't get married because your vagina jumping all around. You don't do that. This is a major life decision. And if you women want to get married, then you got to realize once you go to having them kids, you got to guide that house. The scripture doesn't bear witness. You're not going to be able to work to take care of your house. That virtuous woman did her thing from the house. Don't you think that man was out there doing what he had to do to take care of his wife? That's why she was willing to obey him and not do him evil any other day. Just like Yahshua got out there and took care of his wife. You just seen the law say Adam had to do it. You just seen the law say Eve got to obey her husband. I mean, you got to obey your husband. That's how you got to roll that. Y'all got to look at this stuff. This stuff important. But that's good.